Hey, what's up? How's it going? This is Enrique, and this is Easy Things to Draw. Today we're going to get back to some Pokemon. I'm going to go over how to draw Charizard real quick, and I'm going to be using 2 sheets of paper. Computer paper, by the way. This is 11 by 17. Stuff that comes right out the computer. I'm going to be using a menagerie of colored pencils. I'll go over that as I'm drawing it, honestly, because it's just too much to name. I'm going to be using a Copic marker, a T8, and I will go over that. And honestly, I'm going to be using a regular pencil as well, and I lost my regular pencil, so I'm just going to use these whatever colored pencil to doing the land, you know, that kind of initial you know, proportion finder. So let's kind of get into it right now. Let me see. All right, place on the page. Cool. Charizard. Now when I'm thinking about Charizard, I think about, obviously he's just essentially a dragon, really cool dragon too. I like that they made him playable in Super Smash Bros. Lately. Playing it a lot, by the way. So right now I'm trying to draw just kind of circle to find his head, and I mean the skull of his head because he has that snout coming out. And I'm going to draw down just like a straight line. He's got that long neck, and then kind of like just somewhere in there try to find that kind of bean shape. You know, he's got like a large lower body, that kind of stomach area, dinosaur stomach area that you know, they tend to have, that dragons tend to have. And it's gonna go here. I'm drawing it sloppily, kinda. You don't need to be neat here because I'm gonna throw a paper over it to see it. I'm gonna draw it kind of dark also, so that I can see through the paper. Sometimes I don't do that. You guys know that. Sometimes I say stay light. I'm gonna pull the snout out over here. Just kind of finding a shape. I'm thinking more like a rectangle. Chopping that in half to think where the top of the plane of the head's gonna be. Horns, or those growings of horns, gonna be over there. Trying to find the arms where that was gonna be. And his arms are relatively small, but they're not super small. They're not like T-Rex small, but they are generally kind of small for his torso, I think. His hands over here. I tend to find the fingers and the hands like that as just kind of these ball shapes. You know, any shape you want really, to just kind of find the construction of it eventually. You know, like you're gonna pull from it. Same thing over here, he's got 3 fingers. Just gonna, any shape to throw down. Again, this is subject to change too. If like right now I think his lower waist could be a little bit bigger. Just a little bit bigger. So I'm making that a little bit bigger over here. Thinking about where that tail's gonna connect. Probably gonna connect back there somewhere. Finding his foot. His foot is placed obviously on the side here of his pelvis. Didn't really find the pelvis, I just kind of found the entire torso area. His leg over here, I'm finding it. And then his foot is, I'm thinking it was like a flat, almost like a square, like you got your foot in a tissue box or something. Just kind of loosely, like I said, this is all proportion finding, just proportion finding. Proportion finding. And I think I almost have it done right here. Just the general, like just to find proportions. Almost have it. Oh, I'm gonna need his wings. I forgot about that. Probably the flame over here and his the end of his tail. Wings. I like that they have those come right out back here. They have like a smaller step and then a larger one. His wings are big, but they're not huge, you know what I mean? There's kind of different, I've seen different people draw him different ways. They can draw giant wings. I don't like drawing giant wings. I like to make it look almost like it's almost like he can't use them. almost, but he can. I'm trying to pull it down. The construction phase to me is just a phase. You know, when you're kind of doing stuff like this, I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking very strongly about proportion and all that, but I'm also not overthinking. I'm not, it's just like part of the job, you know, you just boom, I have no emotion over it. It's just, I usually get emotional when I'm doing the other stuff, you know, like shading or things like that, you know. His eyes will be over here somewhere. So anyways, that's just my start. I think that's good enough to look through and actually start it, so that's what I'm going to do actually right now. I'm going to grab a paper, just another, like the same computer paper, grab one sheet, put it on top. Hold on, let me fix this. That unfocus the camera a little bit? No? Okay. Alright. So now I can see through it. And I'm going to grab my marker, which is a Copic marker. The T8 marker. Copic. And I'm going to go into it. Also, don't forget to participate in the Pokemon art contest I'm holding. It is due, I believe in a few days from now. It's due on the 10th. For all the details to that, please check out the link. It is sponsored by Arts and Craftsman Supply. They donated the prize, so check them out. Check out their website. They have a really great assortment of things. So, all right, guys. So do it. You can even see the current entries, by the way, on the Facebook page. Ah, move that junk out of the way. All right, so let's get into the face. I'm gonna start with. Let me see. Let me test this marker out. It's a big marker. Well, actually, what I'm gonna do instead is I'm actually gonna start with this right here. This is a Copic multi-aligner SP 0.5. I just felt the other marker was too thick. And I can get more control with this. So I'm gonna use that. I just want to feel secure. Got his eye there. Should draw two lines right there. And I'm gonna. His other eye is aiming away from us. You have to remember that. So it's gonna make it. It's gonna look different, completely different. It's like it's looking around the corner. His snout over here. Side of the other snout. The mouth comes up. Top of the other snout over here, I represent that with a line. Another line for the nostril. Tooth. Let me know, guys, if you guys like this more than the actual marker. You know, I'm going to be using a lot of different tools, but let me know what you think about this. It's a thick pen, essentially, this one. Pulling that forward. I don't have to follow the thing behind it exactly, because I'm already kind of changing it based on just kind of my mind changing. I'm just drawing it in as I draw it in. It looks differently, especially when you have the thickness of line. You're kind of like, okay, that line. Because the line itself has a width, you know, the line. And that will change your mind on stuff. You'll be like, oh, okay, now it looks a little too thick. So I'll compensate by changing that shape. Alright. Move down here, I guess face for the most part. And now I'm going to kind of draw his neck down. His arm will come out of there. And draw the other side of the neck all the way down to his stomach. Draw inside the eye there. I'll take care of the arm that's in front first. This arm comes forward. into his opposable thumb. Goes over here into his I guess pointer finger, or what do you call that, claw, pointer claw finger. Other claw, don't know what you would call that. Maybe the pinky one. I don't know what you call that when they only have 3. Pull that up. Has one arm there. I'm pulling down here into his waist, and his waist is gonna have his foot, his leg, his upper leg's gonna be a different segment on its own, like I drew underneath. Other side. Right here, drawing the claws on his feet. And then I'm going to throw the lines, right, to separate them. Throw the lines to kind of show the nail itself. I think this could be a little bit bigger, but, you know, oh well. I'm going to go up here and actually find the other arm. Try to make things proportional by making the same size shoulder. One nail over here. I start with the pinky nail this time. I'm going to go over to the opposable thumb. And then the pointer finger, I'm going to change that completely from underneath what I had. Go over here, the other side of the leg, and the other leg, upper kind of calf area. Come down here to the foot. And then draw the nails on there as well. Gonna continue the tail, kind of thinking about that, how it's gonna come through. Pulling toward the tail over there. I'm gonna take care of the pattern on the stomach in line there. So before I mess with the tail, I actually want to do the. No, actually, I'll do the tail first. Draw it over here. Comes to a small point. And then from there, it's going to be a fire. Let's try to do it randomly. Draw as randomly as you want the fire. And a lot of it's going to be indicated through color, really, so which we will get to. I'm going to go over here to the wing. Got that little notch. Straight line. Another notch. Wing. Wing. Wing as well there. Doing the top part of the wing. Pulling the wing from behind the lower portion of it, kind of webbing part of the wing. Pulling that on that side. Gonna start with the other side, do the same thing, with a notch. Straight line. It's gonna have a division there into another notch. Pull this over. I'm gonna pull it back up again because there's a thickness to the edge of that wing. Very similar to bat wings. I'm pulling it down really, kind of arbitrarily, just kind of like giving it a thickness, like here on this side. And then I'm gonna pull from the webbing here. And that can be, I mean, a certain number. You can make it a certain number. You can just throw a couple in there, or one division there. I'm just gonna throw one. Gonna go back over here underneath the tail, and that pattern on the stomach is gonna go all the way back there underneath as well. So now what I do after this normally is I get my Copic marker here, T8, and I grab the smaller end, which is actually, because it's a thick end and the small end, I'll grab the smaller end. It's still thicker than what I just used. And I'm gonna trace what I just did. For style's sake, I just think it has a cool look to it. To pull fast, don't linger, because if you linger it will bleed on the page there, as with most markers. I'm not gonna do that one, I'm gonna have them on fire probably. I guess I'm gonna do the fire one now. I want to make it all like contour really. I'm gonna pull it on this side over here. I'm just doing the contour. Whew. Alright. Ow. Sorry about that. Hurt myself. So we have him here, and now we have pretty much a decent line art, and I want to go into the colors. So I'm going to start with the orange. The orange, I think it'll be, it's kind of his color in a way. I'm using Rose Art brand colored pencils, if you guys care. So let's go in here, and this part's probably going to be time consuming, so I'm going to actually time lapse this part. So anyways, I think I'm mostly done with the orange, and I'm gonna kind of go into, what I'm doing is I'm trying to push hard on it, as hard as I can honestly, and then leave kind of a line at the edge of it to kind of give it some dimension. Just kind of leaving it in random places essentially, nothing too systematic about it. I'm gonna grab the this color I found. It's the Azure. Azure, I'm gonna use it for his wings. I kind of hope it works out. And his eyes, let's try his eyes. Yeah, it might be the Charizard color, I'm hoping. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna time lapse that as well. So I'm gonna just do that now. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this color called True Orange. Light orange. Light orange. I'm sorry about that. Light orange. Excuse me. I'm gonna use that for his belly area. This is actually one of the few things that actually kind of hurts my hand. Honestly, it's pushing down with a colored pencil. Actually, it hurts my hand. I really understand why people get carpal tunnel. I think I said that last time. But it really does. Colored pencil really hurts my hand if I'm trying to put it down this much. I'm not trying to slowly build it up. This is a demonstration, so I'm trying to actually, like, boom, just get it done for you guys. Here's the other one. Here's regular blue. I'm just grabbing it to kind of give some dimension to the nails. Because the nails are white. So I throw something in there to give us a little bit of form. And what else is there? Oh yeah, the flame. I'm gonna grab Poppy. Poppy, the color is Poppy, which is basically red. And do the outside over here, just kind of randomly. Just randomly doing it. And grabbing yellow, straight yellow for that inside. One more thing, I'm going to take a look at it real fast. I don't know, it looks decent. I am going to throw a little bit with this micron. I'm going to throw a little bit of lines down here to give him just some shape, some shadow pattern a little bit. Just a little bit around. Yeah, those are just little nicks and stuff like that. Anyways, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. If you did like this, please subscribe to my channel. Share this video, because every time you share it, it helps me tenfold. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon.